Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about the toxic double facilitating finisher lineup in NBA2K20, talk about how little skill this lineup requires, and just kind of expose a couple of the problems in this game, because we know there's a ton of them. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the vid. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Y'all know the deal. Let's try to get this to 600 likes in the first 24 hours. Appreciate all the support from everybody that's been stopping by the channel lately, subbed or not subbed. Appreciate all the support. But anyway, you can see their lineup. They got the legend slashing playmaker, the pure play pie chart. Then they got the two-way mid-range specialist, the defense and three-pointer combo at the power forward spot. And then I have my facilitating finisher. Dope has his facilitating finisher. So I'm gonna break this down real quick. We got two gameplays in this one. As y'all can see, we got this one where they have the pure play, and then the next one they have two lockdowns at like the power forward and small forward spot. But anyway, again, Dope's on the playmaking defender facilitating finisher. I'm on the playmaking slasher one. Now this is very similar, my build is, to the Joe Knows 6'7" LeBron build, except mine is 6'9" and it's speed invert pie chart instead of the one that Joe went with like the strength and stuff. But Dope has the speed invert pie chart on his playmaking defender build. He's 6'7", I'm 6'9". So again, this is double facilitating finisher. The problem that I see with this lineup, and I'm here to expose how toxic this thing really is. And don't think that anything I'm portraying in this gameplay takes like supreme skill. Honestly, all this takes is the pretty common sense of breaking your defender down and getting past him on a drive and being able to shoot wide open jump shots. Now, you can see, this is why I see the double play defender lineup is way more toxic than the playmaking and slasher one. Because I'm gonna put it to y'all like this. A lot of people sit here and look at my build and it's like, oh, you got two builds that can shoot, you got two builds that can ISO, stuff like that. I'll break my build down for y'all at the end for those who don't know about this. But I have literally my shooting, finishing, and playmaking pretty much maxed, and then I have almost nothing on defense and rebounding. So I maxed out my D-board and lateral quickness. Those are the only things that I even touched on the defensive category. It's so ugly when it comes to the defense on this build. And again, that is the one downfall to my build. Again, what I'm saying would be so much more toxic is to run the double play defender. Y'all have seen it on the twos, I'm sure, and it's so hard to deal with, whether you have an inside big, an outside big, whether you have a small guard, a big guard, whatever it may be. Obviously, y'all know it's very easy to just green from the top of the key with that playmaking defender build. You still supply really good defense, so even if you miss your shots, you don't really have to worry about getting the ball back too bad. And you're just gonna see in this game, again, I'm just spotting up from the corner if we have the weak link on you know, Dope, and then if they have their defender on me, I'm not gonna go at him. That's just common sense. You can see it's so simple. I mean, it's literally just hop dunk, hop dunk, hop dunk on the weak small interior defender. You're gonna see in the second game though, like I was saying, we got two pretty decently sized small forward and power forward players that are both lockdowns. So that's when you're gonna see me just like take it at them at all times, no matter what. And obviously my build is a little bit better offensively than Dope's. That's pretty common sense. I have 25 playmaking. I'm gonna break it down for y'all. 25 playmaking, 18 finishing. You can see really nice finishing ability right there, and then 13 shooting. But I have one defense, like I was saying, so that's definitely the downfall of this. But regardless, you're gonna see I'm trying to work these lobs. Loki was playing really good defense. He even bodied me up right here. I wasn't able to get back. Again, everything that I'm showing y'all in this vid, it's not me portraying skill or anything like that. It's not me trying to have a really impressive gameplay. It's just straight up showing y'all how ugly we can play and still 21 skunk these dudes. A whole legend and everything included with that. But for real, bro, like this is a problem that 2K needs to address. So let's talk about the playmaking defender build for just a minute. You can see Dope able to green his threes from the top of the key, wing, whatever it may be, and we're both 1 for 1 from 3. You get the deal. This isn't even the most impressive shooting display when it comes to all that stuff anyway. And you're gonna see, you know, boom, they're playing too high. He goes for the back door, he gets the dunk. Now, obviously, with the playmaker takeover, you would think they're gonna disrespect my jump shot, but that's the thing too, is even if I'm a weak, inexperienced shooter, I have my meter on and everything, and I even whited the jump shot that I took before that. And I will say too, I'm still able to do that pretty consistently. But, and you can see, obviously, they're gonna help down. Dope kicks it out to me. I green that as well. Hit the 3. 10 points, 2 assists. You get the deal. Again, this is such a like boring play style and so not fun to play with. But as you can see, I mean, they don't even touch the ball. 10 for 11, no turnovers, no nothing, no misses of, you know, any like things that we didn't get the rebound back on. But anyway, now we're gonna switch to gameplay number 2. So this right here is a little bit more defensive. I'm gonna put it to y'all like that. We have, like I said, double locks pulling up right here. One was a playmaking glass cleaner. I believe the other was a rebounding wing or a rim sharp, one of the two. But you're gonna see long story short, obviously he's going to be trying to ISO me because I'm at the 2. That is the downfall of my build being at that spot, as well as me lacking defense. Can really struggle against like post scores and stuff like that. And while we're talking toxic lineups, obviously y'all know the double facilitating finisher is up there when it comes to that stuff, but bro, the double bigs, like I'm talking post score with like a rim protector just fishing for rebounds, or like even a smaller lockdown fishing for rebounds, that in my opinion is by far the least skilled lineup that you can run and the most toxic possible. But anyway, you can see they got the playmaking glass cleaner at the 2, rebounding wing at the 1. So like I was saying, it's double locks. Obviously they only got one ISO option, and it doesn't really matter that we have 2 ISO options because they both have lockdown defenders that are pretty decently sized at the 1 and the 2. So long story short, I'm gonna take it like all game on this one. And now we're gonna speak to the ability that the playmaking slasher it kind of brings to the table rather than the playmaking defender. So you're gonna see nice little lob on the elevator right there. Honestly, when it comes to this stuff, it's got to be pretty simple. They have double locks. They're both sized pretty much the same. I don't know why they wouldn't just switch that off and, you know, have the mascot drop down to me in that situation. But anyway, now you're going to see we're just going to work it to me every single time. Boom, flashy pass. Now I'm going to try to take it in, obviously going for the hop, and boom. It's as simple as that. Now I have takeover off 2 dunks, and that's why we're here to talk about maybe the thing that provides this playmaking slasher build that's a little bit better than the playmaking defender, and it actually is understandable why this would be seen as more toxic. So now you're gonna see I'm just ISOing off the top, slash takeover, unstoppable, and obviously I have Hall of Fame dimer, Hall of Fame floor general, needle threader, stuff like that, quick first step. It's so dominant in the offensive sense, and if I could start like getting real nice when it comes to the shooting stuff, that's what I hate about this stuff too, really, is when people talk about, oh, this is toxic, it takes no skill. At the same time, it's like, okay, but if I greened like 1 or 2 threes, then people would be sitting here talking about like all respectable and like, oh my god, he's out here greening threes from the top of the key with no dimer on like 65 3-pointer. I don't understand why people gas that up so much. It's not even hard to do in the first place. It's just obviously if I have slash takeover on and I can still work my way to the paint as I'm doing, it doesn't make any sense not to. You're gonna see, I mean, this dude, this build is actually so nasty, and we're gonna talk about this build probably a month from now. Again, I don't like running this too often just because of the lack of defense, but we're gonna talk about this in probably a month from now, and we're gonna see how I'm feeling about this, because at Legend, I feel like this build would be so crazy, and I'm actually running the double rec right now as we speak. This is kind of just my break time in between the games and stuff, but again, this build at Legend is gonna be so crazy. 28 finishing badges, 23 shooting, 35 playmaking, and the 11 defense could really make up for my inability of the defense itself. So again, boom, you see the corner drop down to try to help. Obviously, if I'm looking to dot that and I'm like, you know, being tentative with my passes, I'm gonna be able to hit dope on those. Like I said, bro, I mean, I don't know how to stress it enough. Boom, space creator, because I got all the playmaking badges in the world to just do whatever I want with. It's like, now I'm going over to the wing, spotting up, dude sagging off dope, he greens. I just don't understand why people think this stuff is hard to do. I don't see why people think it's hard to shoot with like a low 3-point rating, or, you know, to be able to do it off the top of the key or anything like that, or just in general, like, I don't see why double locks is seen as respectable. Now, the cold hard truth and the fact of the matter, and some of y'all are gonna hate this, but the fact of the matter is, ISO is extremely easy if you're a pure playmaker, playmaking defender, playmaking slasher, whatever it may be. If you have contact dunks and a low 3-point rating and the ability to still shoot that, and obviously that's the case because that's how this game works, but if you have contact dunks, hop dunks, all types of stuff like that, good finishing badges while still being a solid defender, then it's really like, it's as simple as that. And you see shot clock's running low, dope puts up the post fade, I'm there for the O board, kick it back out. Now right here, honestly, in all hindsight and regret, I probably wish I would have just waited for my stamina to come back a little bit more, and I should have dotted the corner here as the dude dropped down. I gotta remember I have super high pass accuracy with bailout and all that stuff too. But anyway, the problem with these guys lineup in comparison to ours is they don't have 2 playmaking defenders, right? And if they do that, and this is why I'm talking as far as the facilitating finisher, how toxic this stuff is, because I'm gonna picture this for y'all. If they had 2 playmaking defender, the facilitating finisher builds instead of the rebounding wing and the 1, what they would be easily able to do is just ISO me with 1 defensive badge instead of going at dope as the lockdown, essentially. And it's gonna make it so much easier for him to be able to get open from 3, be able to, you know, avoid having to deal with dope's lockdownness and all stuff like that. And obviously my perimeter defense sucks too, but fortunately, if I just play him tight enough and watch the back doors and not have to worry about that, then we're usually pretty good. But look at this right here. I mean, bro, there's so much stuff with this game that's just wrong. Playmaking Glass, for that matter, who has 1 finishing badge and is hitting 64% contested post hooks by a lockdown. I mean, we are just living in a wild time of 2K, man. It's really crazy. And then you're gonna see the same build that's able to hit a shot like that is out here greening threes from like deep wing, and playing Hall of Fame defensive badge type stuff as well. It's just a crazy time in 2K, man. And I don't know where we got to this point. I feel like if there's one thing to credit the ability of the playmaking defender build, it's the fact that you can now pick every single badge that you want, whereas in comparison to last year, a playmaking defender build wouldn't have got any range extender. It wouldn't have got any limitless range from last year. It would have literally had none or bronze. This year you can get it on gold. Things like Hot Zone Hunter. Obviously, if it were, allocated badges by the game rather than the game allowing you to get all golds and stuff, you'd probably only have bronze Hot Zone Hunter with like no range extender. Obviously, we would take quick draw out of the equation if we were talking about last year's game in relation, but y'all get the deal. I mean, and the fact that they get gold contact finisher and stuff like that too. Obviously, you wouldn't be getting stuff like that if you had, badges preset for your build. So long story short, 2K, and let me know what y'all think of this. I want to hear some feedback in the comments from y'all. So let me know, because I myself am a fan of picking your badges as well. I think it's super fun. It brings a lot of customization to the game. But one thing it makes it so dumb with is, for builds to be able to hit shots that they shouldn't be able to do, or do things that their build isn't supposed to be able to do. But like I said, leave some feedback. Let me know what y'all think of that, because I'm very back and forth on it too. If 2K were to give me a button to press, 2 of them, and one of them said pick your badges, the other said preset badges, I have no clue which one I would pick. So let me know what y'all think, if you have a more strict opinion rather than mine, which is very split and indecisive. But anyway, you can see run a 5 streak with this too. I mean, we are going crazy with this. We won probably like 11 of our 12 games that we played with this lineup, and obviously the one that we lost to was double facilitating finisher, that is 2 play locks. So it's just, obviously, like I'm saying, the double facilitating finisher lineup is so dominant on 2s, and for whatever reason it's seen as respectable, and I don't really know why. That's just from a broad point of view how I see it. People don't really get a lot of stuff talked about them in comparison to, say, like running with the post score and the lockdown and stuff like that. Obviously that's major toxic, but people don't talk about the double playmaking defender builds as toxic, and I don't really see why. It's got such ability, so much crazy versatility on offense, great Hall of Fame lockdown defense. And the truth in all this is I want to find a playstyle that's found respectable in the community, because a lot of people, they kind of talk down on the slashing sense of what I do and things, even though I feel like to not have any 3-point shooting is one of the hardest things to overcome in this game. And I don't know who agrees with that or who disagrees with that, but again, I feel like for my finisher build that has like 50 3-pointer and 1 shooting badge, to overcome that is a lot. And I feel like to have a build like this is even easier on the offensive end by far, and then to have a playmaking defender build is even easier, just in the sense of, again, you have great defense, and then you don't have to deal with too many offensive struggles. You still have not Hall of Fame, but great finishing ability with contact dunks, long athlete package, which is all you really need in my opinion, and then at least like 9 finishing badges to be like a really good finishing build. And then you still have basically the same amount of 3-pointer as I have on this build. This is super easy to hit with too. And then you can see the physicals on this build are still really good. Anyway, to end this video on a good note, I want to talk in the sense of just tell you guys what's to come with this build. So I've seen a lot of people talking about the facilitating finisher, at least those who do know about it, because I don't really post a lot of videos on this build, but some of y'all might not even know that I've had this for like probably, I want to say 6 months now. But anyway, when this build hits Legends, we're talking 28 finishing, 23 shooting, 35 playmaking, and 11 defense. That 11 defense would be clutch. I'd be able to rock like gold intimidator, clamps, pogo, maybe bronze chase down, bronze rim, something like that. That'd be simple, easy, and maybe some bronze box instead of like Hall of Fame on, or gold on clamps. But anyway, I mean, bro, the playmaking would be OD. Be rocking all types of crazy stuff. And then obviously 23 shooting is major. It's just, look, bro, and that's another thing too in this game. We just played against a legend pure play, right? And that dude probably had like 26 shooting with like probably 20-ish finishing, maybe even 40 playmaking, and then still at the very minimum 11 defensive badges. Hitting legend is just such a major competitive advantage. And I mean, as y'all can see, like the double rep and the rec is going on right now. That's how much, I mean, I'm dedicated to this content stuff. Obviously, I'm not gonna, go out of my way to only play that and not make the video, even though I kind of teased it on the Twitter just to keep y'all, looking forward to the video. But you can see I'm at 13% now. We're getting back into this. I'm hoping to get to around 20 by the end of today, maybe even more than that. I feel like I should be aiming a little higher since there's like 9 hours left on this. But anyway, I'm gonna get back on my grind. If you made it to the end of the video, Leave finisher in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through to the end of this one. And like I said, if we could try to get to 600 likes in the first 24 hours, I'd really appreciate that. Again, I wanted to end this video on a positive note because I know a lot of times I'd be talking all this like toxic stuff in the vids, and I don't really mean to like come across as that, but a lot of times we just like to have these conversation videos where we kind of just like spit the real stuff in this game and just like tell it as it is. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed, and other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.